Hi, y'all. It's La Vista. Happy Friday morning. I know that I talked to you a bit about relationships last week, but I think they're pretty important. So I have something else I wanted to talk about today. So I wanted to share sad news, but our elderly neighbor passed away yesterday morning. And so anybody that knows me knows that I'm really not one to get too acquainted or too close to neighbors. I don't know. It's just a thing about me. But I am actually really sad about him passing away. Hearing like the haunting cries of his daughter yesterday at the news of her dealing with his death, it just kind of hit home that a family lost a husband, a father, a grandfather, and our cub actually lost a friend. So his family was the first family that actually welcomed us into the neighborhood when we first bought this house. And anytime the weather was nice and he would stand outside and I would be out with the cub, he would entertain, the cub's imagination that he was an airplane flying through the sky as he ran up and down the sidewalk in front of our house. And he would also, he would say hello to us every time he saw us, ask us how we were doing. Just a super, super friendly guy. He was also Aiden's sucker pusher because he would frequently call him over and give him a fistful of suckers. Those dum-dums you get from the bank. He always seemed to have a ton of them on him. And so, yeah, the sucker addiction, it's real. So I totally have him to thank for that. But why am I sharing this? I'm sharing this because their relationship, it was authentic. Neither of them were looking for anything from each other. Though my husband says, well, Aiden was looking for suckers, but it wasn't something that he expected from him. It was one of those nice surprises that he would get. Otherwise they were just friendly with each other and they would talk to each other and they would have conversations across the street. And, I think they just simply enjoyed how they made each other feel. So I'm a firm believer that people know when you are only reaching out to them because you want something, or there's something, going on that you're trying to get them maybe to invest in or to buy in or something like that. And I think that rings true in our personal and our business lives. Making, the interactions that you have with other people just about you, it makes the interaction icky. And, we've all been there where we've had someone approach us and it's just like, they're only talking to me because they want something. So I can remember in my corporate days, I knew hands down when someone was reaching out to me simply because they wanted me to do something for them or make an exception for them. So all of a sudden I became their compliance genie and they needed me to make their offense go away. But I also knew who I had solid relationships with. And while I did my job and I served everyone, who do you think I went the extra mile for? Who do you think I went to bat for? Who do you think I argued for to get an exception made? It was those that I actually had an authentic, real connection and relationship with. These are men and women that attended my wedding, that have flown into Arizona to celebrate me for a baby shower from different parts of the country, people that don't even live here in Arizona. These are still individuals that I text on a regular basis, call, talk to. If they're in town, we get together, we make sure that we have dinner. They've come to my home. So it definitely goes to show that those relationships were authentic and we definitely connected with each other. But at the same time, there are definitely connections that I gladly left behind when I hung up my corporate blues, because they really were surface and it was all about, hey, what can I get from her? So, yesterday I actually had 4 face-to-face dates with people in my network. And even though we're all business owners, none of us tried to sell each other anything during that time. So those meetings really it was just time that we carved out of our busy, schedules simply to connect with each other. Hey, what's going on with you? What's going on with me? This is this fun thing going on with the cub. This is this fun thing that's going on with you. Just to connect with each other on a personal basis. So you are gifted. You are brilliant at what it is that you do. But guess what? People don't like being sold to. They don't like feeling like the only time you are reaching out to them is because you want them to enroll in something, register for something, buy something. Nobody wants to be felt. Nobody wants to feel sold to. And so if those are the only interactions that you're having with your people, you're probably not seeing the results that you could see if you were actually taking the time to nurture those relationships instead. So this year, 2018, I have definitely learned the value of relationship equity the hard way and in some good ways too. So I know that connecting with other people is super important just for the sake of connecting with them, nothing else. I think I shared this last week that, people want to do business with people that they know and trust. The way that they get to know and trust you is to have those one-on-one personal connections with them. Doing that, showing that you actually are invested in them as a person, the business, if it's a good fit, if you actually solve a problem that they have, the business will come. Really, the focus is, the relationship. Just connecting with them just for the sake of connecting with them, nothing else. No pitches, no deals that you want to share with them, just getting to know them better and investing your time in them. So if you're sitting there, especially if you're a business owner and you're saying to yourself, well, I don't really have a good place or a good process in place to help me stay in touch with my people, I'd love to chat with you. I'd love to share some ideas that I have for you that we can tweak and, we can make unique to your business that I think will help you with nurturing your relationships going into the holidays and especially having a plan of action going into 2019. So if you want to take me up on that and just get on the phone and let's have a conversation, drop me a line or send me a message and we will make that happen. So until then, have a great Friday and take care of yourself and each other.